Get right into it. 97.3 ESPN.com. Phillies Insider Frank Klose, as he discussed with us on Wednesday's show, Frank. We were wondering if Pete would be back. There were some whispers. You wrote about it earlier in the week that he said he didn't know if he'd be back. How shocked are you by the news today that he will not be retained to be the manager?
Yeah, I was pretty shocked, although the first time I ever had any doubts was when Pete Mackanin publicly expressed his doubt the other day. I really thought that there was really no need to make this move this off season. So I am a little bit surprised, and apparently Pete is too.
Yes, according to Ken Rosenthal, friends described Pete as shocked because I guess the team has been playing much better. What is the feeling from you? Is this just the Phillies saying, look, you're a great placeholder. You got us here. You started to get us to play better baseball, but to take that next step, we need to move on? Was there pressure from management that, hey, it's time to start winning? I mean, why is this decision made today?
The only reason I think that would make any sense is if they really believe they have a shot at something next year. Now, when Joe Maddon took over the Cubs, it was sort of be that boost that was going to get them to the next level, and Joe Maddon did give the Cubs that. So I guess somewhere in one of the offices I guess the Phillies are maybe encouraged by their young players, and maybe they think that next year they can start moving up the ladder as an organization, and now is the time to bring the next voice in.
Any thought that Klintak has people in mind already? Because he doesn't fire a guy or reassign a guy, if you will, then go through the interview process and say, man, I didn't find anybody that I really liked, better than I already had. So he's got to have somebody in mind, right?
One would think. The thing about this is that if you remember what I said just 2 days ago, I didn't think that the Phillies would make any type of move unless the guy they wanted was ready. I kind of threw out the ideas of somebody like Mike Scioscia or something, but thinking about this a little bit more, maybe they want their next, and I kind of ruled out on the air Dusty Wathan because I thought maybe that he didn't have enough experience, but maybe the front office wants a young guy that they can mold in their own image. And who knows? I'm starting to second guess. Maybe it is a Wathan, or maybe there are some good managerial candidates out there. A couple names I particularly like. I think Mike Redmond might be good, and Terry Ryan, who now works for the Phillies, worked with Mark Redmond for the Twins. So there's lots of other young names. Alex Cora is a name that gets a lot of attention as a potential manager candidate out there. So maybe they have their eye on somebody that they don't want to miss, because the Mets are going to be looking for another manager probably, although that nothing's been confirmed there. The Detroit Tigers already are looking for a manager. And maybe they don't want to miss an opportunity for somebody out there and let a team like the Mets take them before that they can.
Frank Klose with us. Frank, I was at the Phillies game on Wednesday night. Frank, excuse me.
Having a little issue with that mic there. We'll switch you over to this one.
As long as it's not me.
Yeah.
No, we'll try that again. So, Frank, I was at the Phillies game on Wednesday night, sat right above the dugout there, and I kept a big eye on Dusty Wathan because we had talked to you in the mailbag and talking about Dusty Wathan. I saw the players come over to him. I saw the relationship that he had with the players. Do you think that – so you said your opinion on him changed a little bit. Is it a matter of them wanting an analytics guy, a young guy, the age of the guy? What do you think's the key factor in the next Phillies manager that they're looking for moving forward?
Right now on the Phillies help wanted board, they're looking to hire somebody, the PhD in mathematics, who can be an analytics guy for the organization. That's clearly the direction they want to go. Maybe they feel that again, I don't know. This is just speculation, but maybe Wathan has that outlook. Maybe he's open-minded. They just want somebody who's going to just be open-minded, the different types of research that they come up with in the organization. And who knows, maybe a young guy is that, even though he doesn't have any major league experience, maybe they feel that they can mold him in the direction that they want. So it's really hard to put a finger on. And when Wathan joined the dugout after the end of the AAA season, he kind of did it with very little fanfare. Nobody really said anything. I I think I tweeted out that Dusty Wathan appears to be a September call-up too. But I was even looking around Twitter. I didn't see anybody really formally announce that. So who knows? Maybe he is their guy.
And then there were other big names that were out there, man. Like Mike mentioned, Mike Scioscia. I saw a tweet right before you came on the air because Buck Showalter Andy McPhail has a previous relationship with Buck Showalter. I mean, do you think they go for? They're already getting rid of one veteran guy.
He said that they might look for a younger analytical guy. So these old retread guys don't seem like they would be somebody they'd be interested in. But I guess somebody has reported that McPhail. This came from McPhail, and he could be looking for a guy that you got to keep in mind. When you have guys in your front office, you try to connect dots that they're attached to. Angels and McPhail's been all over the place.
Well, I do not think it's going to be Buck Showalter. In fact, kind of the story behind the scenes with McPhail is that he quit the Orioles because he was forced to have Buck Showalter as his manager. So I do not think it's going to be Buck Showalter. So that's just sort of nothing that's been confirmed. That seems to be the behind the scenes story as to why he left Baltimore. But yeah, you kind of look around, and that's kind of what makes me think of Mike Redmond with the Twins. Terry Ryan was Andy McPhail's protege with the Twins and was general manager there for a long time, and Redmond certainly played for the Twins, and he got a raw deal in Miami with the Marlins because Jeffrey Loria fires everybody. But I think if I had to pick personally, I would like somebody like Mike Redmond. I think Mike Redmond's going to be a fine manager in the major leagues, and he does have that connection. So yeah,
Frank, let me ask you this: at the press conference today at 3, what is the number one question that you have? What are you most interested to hear out of that presser at 3:00?
I guess it would just be now what? Who? Like, what are you looking to do? Because. And I would also want to know about the coaches. Are they going to do a clean sweep here? They didn't mention the coaches in the press release. I wonder what's going to happen to Larry Boa. Larry Boa probably has a contract for life, like Charlie Emanuel and Dallas Green did. And who knows? Maybe he'll get into broadcasting with them again. They have offered him that opportunity in the past.
And ironically enough, they need a broadcaster right now.
They do need a broadcaster right now. So it's possible that he sticks around, but the thing about the coaching staff is there's certainly some holdovers from the Ryne Sandberg era. Bob McClure was Ryne Sandberg's pitching coach. He's still around. They did make some changes, but Juan Sumwell, has been somebody who's gotten a lot of criticism over the years for his third base coaching. He's still around, so you got to wonder what they're going to do there. That's something I'm curious about. It's going to be a clean sweep, or are they just mainly looking to get a new voice at the helm, period? And this will be a very interesting one.
172, 237 in 2.5 seasons under Pete. The third worst record in baseball this year. And Pete's 66. Do you think they just said, look, we got a young team. We're looking for the next 5 years here. And 5 years from now, you're going to be in your 70s. Just not the right fit for us right now.
Yeah, it could be. I don't think that there's any explanation like that that'll make Pete necessarily happy. I mean, he did agree to stay in the organization. He could have walked out. So I guess that's a good sign. I mean, I think there is a general appreciation for the job he's done by the Phillies organization. But yeah, I mean, usually you make this change when you're ready to turn the corner. So I guess they feel this corner is now.
All right, Frank Klose, 97.3 ESPN.com. The Phillies have a press conference in 15 minutes, so hopefully we'll get more answers on this. Check out the piece at 97.3 ESPN.com, at Frank Klose with a K on Twitter. All right, Frank, thanks, pal.
Thank you, gentlemen.